Today I'd like to begin with a message for our children. And I'm going to need a volunteer because I've got some stuff to give away. So let me get a volunteer or two. Mm-hmm. So, Camilla, I'd first like to give you a high five. Secondly, I'd like to give you $1. Thirdly, I'd like to give you some candy. Oh, you're welcome, my goodness. Don't go away. Camilla. Suddenly, take the money and run comes to my head there. Now, stay right here, because I need another volunteer, because I've got, look at, it's easier to get a second volunteer. I got more stuff to give away. You want to come on up? Come on up. So, Olivia, can I give you a high five? And Olivia, I'd like to give you, well, first, some money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and some candy. And don't go away. And a teddy bear. She goes, how much money did you get? Why did I get more than you? And you also get a teddy bear. Okay, now don't go away. Oh. That's okay. All right. Go. Well, way to make the homily harder for the priest. So, had that not, last part not happened, I would have said, some of us, had we been Camilla, would have been thinking, well, that's not fair, because she didn't have as much. But we would forget that she already had more than she had before. Because what happens sometimes is we can compare and we can get jealous. And sometimes we could be so generous. That was just amazing. Today, Jesus wants to teach us this very important teaching that God is not, don't eat it now. God, did you hear the sound? Okay. God is not fair. God is more than fair. Camilla, you know that on the things that God's in charge of that really matter, you have so much. You have a family that loves you, a church that loves you. You both know that. And sometimes we compare ourselves to each other and we forget how blessed we already are. Stay here. I'm going to say a word to the old people. Why does she only have $1? See, that's, but she has, and she figured out we all have $3 now. It's perfect. I love that. Thank you. Why do I have a bigger bag than her? Because I was trying to make a point. But you are perhaps making the better point because you are sharing. Can I talk to the grown-ups for just a second? Don't go away. Okay. Sometimes we make God so small as if God is some sort of bureaucratic. I can't stop laughing. Sorry. Some sort of bureaucratic dispensing machine. I said this much prayer, I deserve this much love, or this much heaven. I was kind this way, I deserve that. What Jesus is trying to teach us today is we are the workers hired late in the day. It's all gift. We got nothing to earn. It's in the terms of the things that truly last, that really matter. God loves us more than we could ever imagine. And we spend so much time comparing or thinking we're earning and therefore thinking we're better because we've prayed more that we miss it. We miss it. We miss how wonderful God is. No, God is not fair. God is so much more than that. To both of you, you were just wonderful. And thank you for understanding that when we are richly blessed, we share. And we watch comparing and thinking we don't have enough, because in those things that really matter, we have all the love in the world in our hearts. Can we give them a round of applause? Thank you so much. I know that there are some grown-ups here who have been taught that we earn God's love or that we earn God's place in heaven. And then if so, you might wonder, if that's not true, then why be good? The answer, she just showed us, for the sheer joy of it. For the blessing it is to be generous and to be kind and to be loving and to follow the way of our Jesus. And unless we really try this, we'll never know it. On some level, it seems better to, think we're earning it. Then that gives us some sense of control. We don't control the God who already loves us more than we could deserve, more than we could even imagine. Now, I get that this is not always easy. As I grew up personally, I was one of those kids who just didn't think I was as good as others or never good enough. High school, grade school especially, high school, some in college. I just tried, I still can do it sometimes, tried so hard to prove to God, to the world that I was okay. It's almost embarrassing to say this, but it's true that sometimes after high school basketball practice, my dad wouldn't get home to pick me up from work till after 6, and so I'd go, I'd stay later and practice, then I'd go to the chapel and pray. I remember the words almost coming out of my mouth, but certainly in my head, God, I've been pretty good these days. It's okay for you to love me. As if God was like, but I already do. And here I am trying to earn it or prove it. And the temptation when we get like that is to then continue to think that we have to earn it and that if we do, we could be somehow better than others or whatever. And some will go through their whole life thinking, I'm not good enough for a God who already loves us more than we could ever imagine. And that brings me to you. I know you could have chosen not to pray with us today. Thank you that you have chosen that, really. And may we not delude ourselves into thinking that this means we are somehow earning God's love and making ourselves better than those who don't. Hopefully we're here and more because we want to open our hearts to meet this wonderful God. Because it's good to remember that we're in it together. And we remember again who we are, and that being here to give thanks helps us to become more grateful and to see how blessed we are on a regular basis. Today, Jesus gives us a teaching on the dangers of comparing an even bigger bag of M&Ms, where we miss how blessed we already are. We don't have to earn God's love. It's already there. So I'll end with this. You will never hear me pray, God, give me what I deserve. Because God might just do that. Thanks be to God. God is not fair. God is so much more wonderful than that.